Round 1 of the Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series is proudly brought to you by Ashburton Investments, in association with Biogen. In this week's episode of Advendurance TV, we bring you highlights from the Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series, round number 1 in Grabouw. Round 1 of the 2017 Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series took place in the beautiful Elgin Valley at Grabouw Country Club, a new venue for the series in 2017 and a playground known to many of the athletes for the sufferfest that is involved around these iconic mountains.
Yeah, it's going to be flat out from the start. I think just all day it's going to be full gas. Everyone's going to bring their go fast. Hopefully we can keep up.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I'm looking forward to, is a shorter distance. You know, it feels like back in the days when I started racing, you know, you get to, all the youngsters get to race against the pros. And yeah, today, you know, all the international guys here, just gives you a good platform to measure yourself and see what you still have to do. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy race, but yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I think everyone's eager to get going.
Yeah, I do think so. For a marathon, it is a sprint. Lots of watts packed into 3 hours, I would say. Very good field, and I think it's going to be exciting racing today.
2017 brings a brand new format to the series, with just the 75-kilometer marathon being the main attraction. The route profile just showing what sufferfest the athletes are involved in, and 3 water tables on the route. King of the Mountain at 31 kilometers, 600 meters of vertical gain. A star-studded international field of riders, with Alban Lecata, Christian Heineck and Cole Platt not on the start line. The new format, of course, meaning that it's full gas from the get-go and allowing a lot of the youngsters and up-and-comers to get to ride with their heroes as they make their way out of the venue.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to the year. Obviously starting it off with the mountain bike race is going to be quite interesting. A lot of international riders, so yeah, it's going to be short and hard, and I think it's going to be a case of who can hang in the longest.
With some much-needed rainfall causing a little bit of chaos on the route the day before, the riders were in for a wet and slippery ride.
It's sort of the real first test, you know, on the new team and the new bikes, and yeah, we spent the last week fine-tuning the bikes, and yeah, it's just an awesome bike.
Within the first few kilometers, the racing up front was hard and fast, and a lot of the top riders jostling for position. Pertains looking strong at the front, with, of course, Connie Lusa hot on his tail.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. Hopefully with the shorter races, there'll be more people racing, and then it will make for more exciting racing. So yeah, definitely we have to adapt our training a bit, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Recent fires on the Hottentots Holland mountain range meant that the athletes would have to move through this lunar landscape hot on each other's heels. It was an incredibly talented ladies' field that lined up on the start line for the first race.
Yes, I'm riding for Donga Carver this year, and I'm very excited, especially pairing up with Candice Neetling. It's a great sponsor that only also looks after us as an athlete, not only looks at the performance. So I'm excited for the year ahead.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get going. From racing previously here in South Africa, I might know some of the sections, but I'll just let myself surprise and then go all in.
Yeah, I think the race is going to be really hard. Obviously, pretty epic. All the races are really well represented, and it's just fantastic to see such a healthy ladies field.
With 5 of the top 10 elite women in the race on the start line, it was going to be a battle par none. World champion Annika Langfeld from Denmark and multiple Cape Epic winner was surely the lady to beat.
I'm not too sure. It's something nice and technical. I know there's quite a bit of climbing, but I think it'll be nice and fun, and definitely tough. A tough ride.
As expected, a strong start from the multiple world marathon champion Annika Langfeld from Denmark, and hot on her heels, the South African Olympian Candice Neethling. Swiss under-23 sensation Alessandra Keller trying to match their speed, and Jenny Stenhager, the national champion of Sweden, also in the mix early on from CBC. Flora Duffy from Bermuda, the Olympian, and of course the multiple Xterra world champion, enjoying the trails, and Esther Sus, the evergreen Esther Sus, just looking so confident out there on the trails.
Definitely revitalised mentally. I had a bit of a wake-up call last week, which I knew would happen, so a bit of a shock to the system, but it's good to be back racing, and just going to go out there and do my best.
Namibian Vera Adriaan teaming up with Candice Neethling on the new Team Dormakaba. The beautiful Grabouw, set in the Elgin Valley just above Solari's Pass, is known for its pears and apples, but not only that, it's known for its incredible mountain biking and a playground for athletes across the bar. A huge tourist destination, and certainly one of the toughest, most grueling battlefields for any mountain bike race. The calm before the storm, before the athletes were about to lift the pace. Home to iconic events like the Xterra South African Championships and the Cape Epic, this was a hunting ground that was feared by all. Back to the sharp end of the elite men's race, Matthijs Beekes, Gert Hangs, Connie Lusa, Philip Pace, Christoph Sauser, Max Knox, Alan Hatley and Harvey Combrink started making a break on the rest of the field. Biting his teeth at the front end of the race, it's the youngster, just 18 years old, Julian Jessup, hanging on for dear life. Defying all odds, it's the pinner, Ollie Munich, on a cyclocross bike. The elite group now gets down to tactics. It's all about staying in front, staying hydrated, and making sure you can go with the move.
Yeah, obviously as a team we look after each other. We don't know who has the legs on the day, so we just try and help each other and just to go out attacking, all the way from the start to the finish.
With the hammer being put down by Harvey Combrink from South Africa, it's the Swiss legend Connie Lusa hard in pursuit, with the Olympian from South Africa, Philip Pace, in third.
Yeah, it depends on the riders. If there's no interest, it's gonna be tactical maybe at the beginning. I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
popularity of mountain biking on the increase, the Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series is not just about the top end of the racing. It's about the families, the friends, the relationships, and literally getting out there and having fun. With 4 different races on offer during the day: the 75-kilometer marathon, the 40-kilometer half marathon, the 20-kilometer fun race, and of course the very popular 10-kilometer fun ride. There's a whole lot to do for everybody. A new racing format is introduced into the Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series in 2017. An exciting 2-day mountain bike stage race format is introduced for 5 of the venues, with 2 of the one-day classics remaining the same. The very popular trail building team at Advendurance, of course, working in conjunction with Ashburton Investments to bring you the best possible routes out there on the course. Next up on the calendar for the Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series is the very popular Sabi in Mpumalanga, taking place at the York Timbers Sports Ground. 2 new venues on the calendar this year: in the Drakensberg at Champagne Sports Resort, and of course in Mumbumbela, Mpumalanga, Kwayoni Lodge. It was 2016 series winner Max Knox putting the hurt box in nice and early on. Matthijs Beekers from the newly formed Pyga Eurosteel team in second, looking back at South African Olympian Alan Hatley in the colours of Spur Specialised, and of course the iconic Christoph Sauser in 4th place. Sauser using his experience to tap off just a little bit as Alan Hatley puts the rest of the field into the hurt box. Hatley in fine form and really putting down the hammer. Max Knox managing to stay on his back wheel for as long as possible. Sauser consolidating and dropping back into the second chase group with Gert Haynes and Connie Lusa. With a kilometre to go to the King of the Mountain, Alan Hatley had snapped the elastic. Just inside the top 10, it was Nico Bell and Julian Jessup still working together to close the gap. Alan Hatley took the King of the Mountain, and now he can relax and wait for the rest to catch up. World champion Annika Langveld continued to put her dominance on the race. The only lady that could keep up was Robin de Groot, multiple South African champion. There was no giving up though from Candice Netling. She was going to make this a dogfight. All alone at the front of the race, with just her watts to keep her company, Annika Langveld surges on. Dawn Makaba's Candice Netling kept the tempo, and of course Robin de Groot in her sights. But it was Annika Langveld who made it to the top of the Queen of the Mountain first. Robin de Groot chasing hard. Alan Hatley consolidating on his lead at the front of the race as he made his way towards the Oak Valley single track. Matthijs Beekers taking on some much-needed nutrition as he chased down Hathily. Not to be outdone, Max Knox was hot in pursuit. With the brutal final climb into Oak Valley, it was all back together. Max Knox, Alan Hathily, Matthijs Beekers, Christoph Sauser and Gert Hangs right behind him, and of course Connie Lusa in 6th place.
We decided up front that as we started Ashburton, we need to sponsor the series at least for 3 years. The way we saw it is that, and the advice that I also got given is the first year is always finding your feet, second year is actually about just consolidation and also figuring out what went wrong and what do we need to tweak. And then the third year is actually really reaping the rewards, and that's where we are at the moment. So we're quite excited about this year because thus far it's actually gone very, very well. We feel that it speaks to family values, it speaks to healthy living, and it's something that all of those things are closely aligned to how Ashburton thinks about life.
Exciting news in 2017 is that equal prize money will be awarded to both the elite men and the elite ladies.
It was important for us as a business to make sure that everybody's treated equally, and we felt that was something that we needed to address immediately.
Matthijs Beekers throwing down the gauntlet at the front of the race as 6 became 5, became 4.
The pace was really hard. It was more cross-country type style, which really suited me.
The notorious switchback climbs of Oak Valley were put into play, and Matthijs Beekers immediately went off the front. Sauser watching every move, Hathily sitting on, and Max Knox bleeding through his eyeballs.
I do think it lifts the game of any rider if it's shorter, more dynamic, more technical, more or less flat out from the beginning. I see my watts, I mean, it was always constantly my average above 300 watts.
The new race format proved to be the right decision, with exciting racing from the gun. With big gaps being formed in the top 10, it was evident that the hard racing up front had proved critical towards the end. It was Christoph Sauser and Max Knox, though, that had made the decisive move. With less than a kilometre to go, it was down to the sprint. Third place would be between Matthijs Beekers and Alan Hathily as they diced for the finish. Unfortunately, though, Matthijs Beekers went wrong at a critical moment. Master tactician Christoph Sauser made his final move with just 500 metres to go. He pinned his ears back and Max Knox was left chasing. It was multiple world champion, though, Christoph Sauser from Switzerland, who takes the win in the first of the 2017 Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series. The new format proving just exactly what he needed. 2016 series winner Max Knox a very credible second place behind this iconic legend of the sport. It was the junior, though, Alan Hathily, who takes third, and perhaps the course just about 5 kilometres too long. So there it is, your top 10 on the day. Christoph Sauser just proving too strong for a star-studded cast. A top 10 result here, an incredible one.
I struggled though from the beginning on. I was always limit. I could feel the aquas and the training of this week in my legs. Still, it was a head game, and I just tried to stay on. I hardly didn't lead a meter. I was just trying to be efficient, and then at the end it was Max and I at the end, and luckily I went to see the last 500 meters, and I had a plan, and it worked out.
With a 5-minute lead coming into the switchbacks at Oak Valley, Anneke Langveld stayed consistent and raced up the hill. Her only real challenger on the day, Robin de Groot from South Africa.
Yeah, it's something special to have riders of such a caliber lining up at the Ashburton Investments. Yeah, and as you said, Anneke is just a racing machine.
Candice Nettling still in third place as she made her way up the Oak Valley switchbacks. Things would change though, as the racing towards the end became quite exciting. Swedish national champ racing for CBC, Jenny Steenhagen, in fourth. She would make a mistake later on in the trail, which would cost her dearly. The evergreen Esther Suss racing in her baggy pants was showing great form towards the finish, and she was vying for that third step on the podium. It was all about Anneke Langveld though, in the time trial position, dropping onto those grips on top of the shock on the new Specialized machine. With another incredible performance on the day, multiple world champion Anneke Langveld takes the win in the colours of Specialized racing. The Danish legend continues to dominate the sport. Just over 5 minutes back, it's the multiple South African marathon champion, Robin de Groot, in second place. And sneaking in for the third place on the podium, exhausted, Esther Suss from Switzerland. The ladies' results then, Anneke Langveld proving her dominance in the sport over the marathon distance. Candice Nettling eventually coming home in fourth place, with the young Swiss under-23 rider Alessandra Keller in third.
I needed to kind of feel how my body was going, and then as soon as we kind of hit the trails, I just went to the front and then kind of rode my pace, and I could see that kind of split up the field a bit. And I know it was not like a super hard attack. It was more like just a consistent pacing increasement.
Round one of the Ashburton Investments National Mountain Bike Series was proudly brought to you by Ashburton Investments in association with Biogen.